Hi, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hi, my friends. Hello. I'm so excited to bring you another pick a card reading. I never thought I would fall back on pick a card readings because in the very beginning, like right when I started out, I was just like, I'm not doing pick a card readings. It's so funny that now they're coming to me so naturally, and it makes just so much sense moving away from the signs, but rather you using your intuition and picking which one is yours and then deciding what is your reading. This is so excellent. I absolutely love it. And co-creating with spirit here. So the question for this reading that I posed is, what ancestral trauma or what ancestral healing needs to happen in your life so that you can move forward? And we have 3 piles here, and I'm going to show them to you in a second so you actually have time to decide and even meditate on it if you want to. Pile number 1 is with the tiger eye. Pile number 2 is with the fossil, and pile number 3 is with the pyrite. And I'm going to move the camera down so you can actually see and give you a little time to decide for yourself. So this is pile number 1 with the tiger eye. Oops. Pile number 1 with the tiger eye. We have the fossil right here, and we have the pyrite, and just see how you go. All right. I trust that you have made your pick, and I'll see you at your pile. Hi, pile number 1. If you have picked the tiger eye, then this is your reading. Of course, you may be picking more than one pile. It's totally up to you, and you may come back to your reading or to this pick a card reading at a later point in time because they're timeless. And another pile may resonate at another time. All right, my friends, let's hop in. We have here with the Ostara Tarot, because they all have different decks, we have your situation here. Then we have see yourself in nature with Cernunnos, the forest god. We have imagination. And we have connection. And isn't that so incredibly beautiful? Look at this abundance of sea life. So you may be a real sea lover. Hopefully you have that close by. But this is so beautiful. Yeah, this is, oh man. So there's a strong likelihood that you love the sea very much, that, you know, being by the sea really does something for you, you know, being surrounded by that. There's almost getting mermaid, and I know some people associate themselves with past lives as being mermaids, so this could be very specific for some of you here. Okay, let me see your situation. Interesting that starts out like that. Okay, interesting layout. It's very straightforward, actually. I didn't expect this. You can have a look over on Instagram at your cards. It's very clear, very structured is what I'm getting. I'm picking up Capricorn. I know that there's the full moon that just happened in Capricorn as you see this reading. If you're watching it at a later point in time, you may be a Capricorn. There's strong earth energy, which isn't surprising because we do have see yourself in nature here with a number 40. 40 breaking down to a 4, which is about stability. Earth signs. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Yeah, so there's a strong earth energy here. Now, let me dive into your story, because we're not starting with the connection here. We're starting actually with the Fool card. So something prompted you to go on a hero's journey, or on the spiritual journey, or on the journey of self-discovery, whichever it was for you. You may have also left in a hurry, is what I'm getting for some of you. Now, this could have been years ago. That depends on your story. You may have left home very young to go start your own thing, and you may have left with very little. If it's not denoting to your past, you may have left a relationship like that, or you may have just gone off on your journey, you know, gone traveling, and be just like, okay, I need to go, I need to leave this, I need to find something else, because what I could see wasn't serving. And yeah, she's looking towards the past, because we were asking for ancestral trauma, because she's really looking. And I'm particularly getting female energy here. So this may be about the feminine line here, but we also have the masculine energies here. We're getting the feminine here. So the trouble here seems to be a suppressed feminine energy that wasn't allowed maybe to go traveling. Maybe your grandmother, your mother, or way further back weren't allowed to travel, just had to, you know, stay at home, and kind of felt, you know, like they had to be the housewife and be, you know, but felt caged in doing so. There are women that really enjoy doing this, and men, but others don't, and they felt really caged, and that was the nature of the era. But still, some females still broke loose. But it seems to me like this has become your job. This was what was passed down through the ancestral line here for you, and you have a great sense of freedom here. I'm almost getting Sagittarian energy, you know, breaking free, like that rebel energy, being very fiery and being like, I need to do this. And you needed that strength too. You don't have to be a Sagittarius, but that's the energy I'm getting. You need that strength too, that power to push through that, because someone needed to be born into your line, which is you, in order for you to break through, to have that power. And this is precisely what you may have been criticized before in your family line. I just saw 444. Just for being so rebellious, for seeing things different. But the thing is that you need to understand here, and maybe you already know this, is that they wish they could have done that. But that's their shadow side, and they have to push that which you are bringing away from them. So it's not a rejection of you that happened here, but rather a rejection of that which they didn't dare to touch within themselves. They didn't dare to tip their toes in, and they projected all of that on you, because you were starting to come in like poking their shadow, as to speak, and being like, hey, but I'm different. Like, I want this. I want to live my life very differently than I was brought up, or than what this family system is showing me, or has showed me here, right? This is what you're saying. And I'll get to the masculine energy in a second, because that seems to be rather like materialistic here, like very focused on the material. And again, Capricorn energy here is so interesting, because that can be the Capricorn archetype as well, you know, being very focused on work. They can push through also very strongly. You know, there are the bosses, the entrepreneurs, but also, and the shadow side is of this not having enough time for family. So there could have been emotional neglect in that area, maybe not being seen by your father here. And by the way, if you're a male, this reading is denoting to your internal feminine and your internal masculine side, okay? This is not exclusively female at all. It's just like we all have a mother and a father, and so whether they are there or not, and we're I almost wanted to say responsible for those lines. We decide what we take on here, okay? So if you feel like a certain area needs special work, then you need to take that on in order to move forward, right? But other than that, there's an option. So it's your choice what you take on here. But let me continue with the feminine side here, because this is what has been, you know, sleeping inside you, inside your grandmother, inside your mother. The Empress that just wants to express herself, that wants to bring her beauty through, you know, recognizing herself as a powerful, gorgeous female. And this almost makes my heart hurt, because I'm just like, yes, please. Like, I hated, you know, seeing females not doing what they wanted to do, not, you know, expressing themselves and their wild side as well, because this was so suppressed for so long. And this must have been running like through your family line here precisely. And we do have see yourself in nature, so nature is going to be incredibly healing to you and an immense teacher. And you may already know this. You're called to work with plants here. With flower essences too, you may have already started doing this because you have tremendous healing abilities, and so did they. This was something that was passed down your family line. However, it wasn't always used in that way because the feminine energy was so suppressed for so long that with it, the healing abilities may have turned. The coin may have flipped. Precisely, the coin may have flipped. It was there. They had this ability, but the coin flipped into something that was rather poisonous rather than healing. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Ah, I really hate when that happens, you know, when, and I have really strong feelings about this too because I can feel it in your reading, like how much good, how much potential there could have been, like in a family line such as yours right now, and how there needs to be someone that comes through that is incredibly strong to break through these patterns here, such as you did and you are doing. You are on that journey here full on, and she's like the enlightened one for sure. And you know, bringing that forth, and again, there's such healing in Mother Nature. Like, please go out in Mother Nature like on a daily basis. This is a strong inclination here because she teaches you too. She teaches you in the nurturing because you are a natural nurturer. And you haven't lost that ability at all. Like, and if anything, you're coming into more of your ability and into more of your powers, which is why nature is so important. There's also something about crystals, so you may have started to work with crystals to enhance such abilities, or you are working with crystals in your home, on yourself, doing Reiki with crystals, you know, placing them on people's bodies. There's like all of this is in there. So there's strong ability like to look into the healing capacities of crystals, and they're pointing out psilocybin. So you know what is derived of mushrooms, you know, microdosing. I'm not a doctor, I'm not like advertising drugs or anything. I'm just saying maybe look up microdosing. You may have already done that, started to do that to relieve anxiety, depression, to help you wake up to who you really are and to your full potential. Read up on that yourself. It's not a recommendation again, but this is what is coming through here. As you know, I need to be kind of careful when I'm saying these things. There's definitely something about potential, because do you see this? Like the acorn and the acorn tree, like around his neck. This is the reminder, like, and this is hard energy too. This is like, you know, an open heart can heal anything. This is what my guides have been saying to me so much as well. You know, when you open your heart, that heals yourself completely. You don't even have to worry about like thoughts or anything like that. It's like the heart that is doing the healing. And I'm strongly getting the sense that you are healing your heart here as well on this journey, as you must have, because there's disappointment, of course, when you have an absent father figure, or vice versa, right? And a mother that hasn't come into her full potential, vice versa energies, okay? Yeah, because there's frustration on both sides, and you may have given them even more frustration because you weren't complying to, I'm not giving up my potential, I'm not giving up my power, like I'm staying in it. And there may have been a time where you've given up that, and where you have started to follow these paths because it may have been for survival reasons, or just because it made more sense in the system that you were growing up in. Oh man. I don't know if it's just like some of you just started to cry as I was saying that, like there's a lot of emotion there. It's all right, like you're on your healing path here, okay? Yeah, lots of feminine energy and the freedom that this comes, you know, the creating with it. And now they want me to read connection to you, and I will. 34. Here we are. Ah, guys. Oh. Yeah, the aqua, you know, aquamarine. Either the color, like your eyes, there's something about the eyes of this woman too. Either you have like really like blue eyes, Doesn't have to be, but there's something about, you know, water, how water makes you feel, how connected you are to water, and trust. I feel like this magnetic pull to water, but water is of course also the emotions, so there's definitely something that wants to come up with regards to that, that wants to be healed, and it's found within the emotions. That's the purging that I can feel here from you, from your energies. And you know, you really can do this. You really can go through this, honey. And like, I feel you. You know, you can connect with this whole beautiful tribe here, either in the comment section if you so wish. If you need encouragement, I'm sure, I know, matter of fact, we have the most amazing people here that really wouldn't mind, you know, saying a nice word or two if you need extra encouragement, or you know, oh God, yes I do. I thought I didn't have any tissue here. Woo. But you know, you'll find your soul tribe. In case you haven't found them yet, you'll find your soul tribe too. Just give it a little time if you haven't found them yet. Okay, now my eyes all red. Sorry. I'm like falling apart over here. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, lovelies, listen, please. Connection. The earthly meaning is find yourself by losing yourself in a conversation, a story, or someone's eyes. Oh my God. Or your counterpart may have really blue eyes or very catchy eyes. Yes. Be vulnerable. Be emotional. Be moved to deeper understanding. Yeah, that was that. Empathy is required. Let the pain, suffering, love, and joy of others find a home in your heart. Wow. Accepting another without reservation means accepting yourself as well. The spiritual meaning is focus on the subtle divine force inside you. Recognize this force in all things, for it is in all things and it is everywhere. And I just want to say something, because I almost wanted to suppress my tears and my emotions right now, because maybe some don't like that or think that that makes me weak or vulnerable, and I'm getting the strong sense that that may have happened to you as well, that you have just such strong feelings, as do I, by the way. And I was always called to, you know, why are you so soft, like stop being so emotional. And I'm strongly getting this sense here that this may have happened to you too, and you're on the rediscovery path towards your feelings and accepting that that's totally okay. So I'm gonna cry during this reading if you don't mind, and just let it out, because that's the message here for you as well. Okay, so the spiritual meaning, focus on the subtle divine force inside you. Recognize this force in all things, for it is in all things and it is everywhere. Separation from the energy, beauty, grace, and power of the Divine Mother is an illusion. Oh my goodness. Feel her fertility and everlasting peace inside. Through her love, life unfolds with endless blessings. Through you, her love flows out upon the world. Oh my God. Wow. And there's another message. You cannot lose yourself by remembering your divine connection with all living things. Here we go. No, wait. I need to start earlier. You too are on a journey home. Every cell of your being knows the way, and your destination is guaranteed. Love without boundaries. You cannot lose yourself by remembering your divine connection with all living things. And I just want to point out to you, my loves, that I just previously to doing this reading did what's it called, the full moon in Capricorn. Please have a look at that, because I know that they're connected. If this is resonating with you, have a look at the Capricorn full moon reading, please. All right. Okay. Wow. Okay, that was really profound. So this one is definitely about finding stability, but finding stability not in money, like not seeking your security in material things. And this can be hard to do, especially if we're in a feeling of lack, or if we're feeling that's where I've always looked for it. So that pattern maybe breaking down or trying to break down within you. And again, it's a matter of not resisting, of letting go as much as you can. Meditate with that intention. Ask spirit, ask your guides, your ancestors, because we're talking to your ancestors. Ask them for guidance. Ask them to please help you, because they do see things differently now. If they're in the heavens, they can help you. Okay, set up an ancestor altar, I want to recommend to you, with old pictures of your family, or of yourself as a child too. Like, have them there too, because it's a reminder towards your own inner child, so that they can, you know, heal your childhood experiences with you and make this easier, because they too would like for you to, you know, to break this cycle, so your family line can live more freely. And there's also the ability to heal, you know, past, present, and future. So whatever healing you're sending out, and I want to recommend the meditation again, because they kept recommending it in the last reading as well, the ritual morning meditation that I did over on Universal Power Meditations. There is something there where you're blessing your ancestral line as well, and I can really recommend that one. Okay, I'll post the link down below if you're interested. But this is about finding stability within yourself, and, you know, within that own inner abundance here, and no longer, and, you know, because he's quite flashy. He's just like wearing his wealth outside, but he's empty inside. So it's just like for show. So what may have been running in your family is just like, you know, for show on the outside, like everything was good, but internally, absolutely not. Yeah, and that wealth. In some cases, wealth was really displayed in some form or another. It doesn't have to be, though. But it's really like placing the attention on the outside rather than on the inside, like making it look pretty, although it wasn't pretty at all. And you're breaking away from that, and congratulations, and thank you for doing this work. Yeah, we have the Five of Swords here, and there seems to be still a conflict that's going on, like either internally or externally or both. Where it's just like sometimes there's a time where you need to step away, and I'm strongly getting that sense that I got with the Fool card too, like leaving in a hurry. And I almost like want to do this. I want to drop this card because I don't want to be bitten by the adder that is there. Really, it felt like letting it go because it's poisonous, much like I said in the beginning. When the coin is flipped, and much like with the snake too, it can be the remedy if it's like in doses and used the right way. If it isn't, it can kill you. And that's the thing here, you know, it can be very poisonous. And this may be a relative, your mother, your father, circumstances, a job that may be reflected. And there's also a sense of that there may be still, you know, purging poison. Oh my God. Yes, purging poison, because and you may have stomach problems sometimes too, or digestive problems. First of all, because the sacral and the root, this is our sense of security and also where our emotions are stored. Yeah, you've been through it for sure. And as a child, you know, you almost have to swallow. You can compare it to energetic food, although it isn't. It's really energetic poison in that sense. What they told you. I'm strongly getting like narcissistic mother here. It could have been a narcissistic father, but I'm strongly getting that female energy that just, you know, the flip side of that coin, not in the healing sense, although they are a strong radiator as well. That's the problem, because they were equipped with this, but they didn't use it to heal. They used it to hurt. And, you know, that's tied to the inner critic, something that you have swallowed, but it's almost like, like this. It wants to come back out here. Okay, it wants to be released. It's almost, and maybe you do have to puke, or maybe you had a release like that. I know of many people that are puking. Ayahuasca ceremonies, for example, people are puking so much. This is an internal cleanse, right? Cleanse your body, cleanse your mind, cleanse your soul, and your heart is like a key factor here to opening that. And the water's right below. Like I said, strong connection to the water. The water may have been saving you a lot, and so may have been animals in nature. Yeah, precisely, because there's a strong guide around you, And you may have known this for a very long time, and some of you, it may have been, you know, suppressed. You may have suppressed your own energies, and you know, that you were seeing things and feeling energies. You may have had to suppress this in your past. No more. You're starting to acknowledge it, or you have recently or in the past started to acknowledge those experiences that you have had. This is confirmation also. You are right, okay, my friend. You are really right. Like, your intuition is spot on. Spot on. Just as much as you picked this reading, trust your intuition. Trust that you've had those experiences. They are indeed spiritual experiences. And you do have guides with you. There's a strong turn to a spirit animal, and how, you know how this card said, like, every cell in your body knows where you're going, and you knew this, like, from the get-go. This isn't right, and then you left as soon as you could, as soon as you were capable to do so. And that doesn't have to be young either. It's just as soon as you were ready to leave, you left. As soon as you had the strength, you left. You've gotten out. And some of you, that may have meant like break-in with a family, break-in with friend circles at that time. And with the Nine of Wands, that's like a lot of struggle, and there's still some healing to be done, but you can do this. Again, the heart heals all things, okay? Like mind, body, and soul, everything. And here it is. Your last card is imagination. And I love this because it is so colorful. It brings back your senses. You know, you're coming back online, you yourself, co-creating with spirit. This is so powerful. Almost like you won't believe it, because you went for a real deep dive lately, or right now. Like, this is no joke. But you can do this. Again, you are strong enough to handle this, to see through the dark. You have the help. You have the encouragement here. And this is what awaits you here. Like, all the colors of the palette. And like I said, please watch the Capricorn full moon reading, because that's precisely what it said. It was about the watercolor palette that started to dissolve. So this is very much in tune with what I can see here, because that's what it looks like, you know, starting to paint according to your own rules. And it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna like paint my body and then throw myself on the floor or on a piece of paper. You know, your own rules. Do what feels good to you. Imagine where it is that you want to go, and you almost, maybe you've almost given up, like at certain stages, either on yourself or on dreaming, on imagining that there's better out there for you. But there is. This is Spirit's promise. Like, and this is where you're going, you know? This is how you can move forward. And I really hope this has given you the incentive to do so, to keep pushing here on this journey, because there's something truly good awaiting you here. All right, my friends, let me pull you a guardian angel card. That happened a lot, by the way, as I was like directly asking for ancestral guidance. The cards just jumped at me, and I was like, okay, they're here. There's a prayer for you. So, dear guardian angel, help me to believe that all is possible through love. Yes. Help me manifest my dreams. And live an inspiring and fulfilling life. Help me to feel God's presence in every moment. Help me feel eternally loved. Thank you for being always by my side. Oh my God. Yes. I'm sending you so much love. My gratitude for you being here. Oh my God, I love you so much. Know that you are loved, like, eternally by God and all its creation. And I'm wishing you all the best on your healing journey. If you wish to book a private reading right now to further clarify your situation, there's currently still 20% off throughout June. All right? Sending you so much love, and I'll see you next time or on another pile. Bye, guys. Hi, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. If you have chosen the fossil, then this is your reading. This is definitely different. Like, pile 1 was very different to the pickacards that I did. It may have to do with the ancestral influences that are coming in. So I'm very curious what would like to come in for you, because we're really going with the flow here. All right. You can also pick any other pile. It's timeless, so come back at a later time if you so wish. Pick another pile right now or not. You know the drill, I believe. All right, let's hop into your reading, my dears. So we have, this is your situation here. And I can already see the teacher's card, which is incredible. This is like the outcome, basically. And change is unavoidable. That's what we have. We have the universe, which comes along very innocent, right? But that one has a punchline. It's so interesting what's coming through with these lovely cards. The Ascension Tree. Thank you, Anne, again, if you're watching this, for this gorgeous deck. Yeah, but I'll get to that in a second. And then we have Surface. Okay, these are your cards, and we'll see how they want to be laid out. Very interesting. It's different from pile 1. It's like a cluster. Yeah, like a cluster that we have here surrounding a certain topic. And I'm going to completely go with the flow. Yeah, wow. Okay, interesting. We have so there's order in the chaos, basically. There's order in the chaos, or to the perceived chaos. Because this looks like a cluster, like all of these. They are all segments fitting into each other, much like Tetris. You know how you're sometimes getting puzzle pieces that don't fit, but then you just have to wait until the next thing comes, and then the line, you know, just disappears, and you're just like, yes, or you're planning for something, and then the right thing comes and you're putting it exactly in place. And that's what seems to be happening, only that you are not playing Tetris, but Spirit is. Your ancestors are. They're involved here in putting the bricks together so that they're gonna fit in, so it makes sense, you know what I mean, so that you can move forward. Yeah, start with that. Interesting. So we're starting with changes unavoidable with the number 6. There's a strong leadership skill that you have. What I heard is natural born leader with this card. So you could be a Leo. We even have the lion depicted here, you know, natural born leaders. I'm getting a lot of fire energy here. And you also have the 10 of arrows with the introduction, which lets me know that you are a natural born teacher or a natural born leader, in the sense of maybe people have been drawn to you with regards to telling you their problems, and you almost being their mom or their dad, in a sense, in a replaced format, so that you may help them in some shape or form. I'm getting strong empathic energy here from your side. Ooh, wow, your ancestors are very strong. Stop it. Wow, left leg was just right now, and that's my feminine side. So it maybe that was really strong. It felt like, you know, oh wow. Don't do that again, please. Oh, wow. So to me, the left side is the feminine energy side, and they want you to know that they are very, very present, like on the female frontier, female ancestral line. Yeah, bringing into alignment mind, body, and soul, the shadow and the dark side, the incorporation thereof. There is something about huge strength and the roots of a tree, how they need to grow deep. So it is, and with the surface card, it's the same thing. You have to go deep in order to go high up. Like, that's a necessity. You can't be high up if you haven't gone deep before, and it looks like you have. Hence your ability and your empathic ability to feel yourself into people and situation and places. And this may in the past have overwhelmed you because you didn't know how to deal with it or separate your own energy from the energy of others. And we'll get to what the ancestral healing that needs to happen. We'll get to that, but they want to get that out first. There's a transformation process that is happening currently in your life that will lead to great success. We have the cosmic egg here, and they drew my eye to the snake. So the healing, you're shedding the skin already, and this is a gradual process here, right? The snake, I don't know how long it takes the snake to do this, but it's one that definitely takes effort here, because the skin has, it's too small. So sorry to say that, it's kind of graphic. It breaks open, right? It breaks open because the snake has outgrown it. And this is kind of like what I'm getting for you. This could also denote to, you know, healing the heart chakra and the heart chakra being opened, which is quite the painful process, because you're all of a sudden feeling so much more, so much stronger. And I almost want to say, because it's depicted in such a way that it's such a painful process, but in my own experience, when that happens, yes, you'll feel your heart, you'll feel physical heart pain, but it also is at the same time relieving. It is very relieving, because you're just, oh my God, there it is. That's where the emotion is. That's what everything here is about, especially when we're blocked in a certain area, when we're talking about moving forward. That can catapult you like years ahead, years and years ahead. I'm getting a feeling of that this has been worked on and been trying to achieve for generations for you here. So there must have been some awakened people in your ancestral line here, and in the physical, but also in the non-physical, that are trying to, evolve here. I'm getting this strong sense of evolving, like, pushing your children. And I'm not, let me finish that sentence before you think about what I'm saying. If you will. So it's like the sense of pushing your children so they may be further than you are, but not in the sense of like challenging them, or maybe it does, but it's rather of, that's it, thank you. I want my children to go further than I have gone. This is important to me. That's the sense that I'm getting here, which is excellent, because some parents aren't like that. Some parents are actually like, no, they can't go further than me. I need to be the one. And those are strong ego problems, narcissistic problems, but that's not the case here. That's strongly what I'm feeling. Parents or that line strongly wishes for you to advance and go further than they have. So either one of your parents may have been very inclined to help you on this journey here, and been very encouraging to you here, in the sense of, oh, you need this book, here you go, there you have it. Like, I'm getting a strong support here, which is awesome. And it has to do like with the mystical realms here, and with the light and the shadow. There's an ascension process happening, because we do have the moth and we have the dragonfly here, both very mystical creatures, and they're home in their respective universes, one during the night and the other during the day, and vice versa. And this is what makes you so strong, the incorporation of such. But it's almost like, and I'm getting strong past life sense here with the Six of Vessels, and this whole time anyways, it's just like you have done this before, and either you have recently come into the recognition, or you will come into that recognition that you've done this before, because he's quite comfortable in both worlds, and he just, he's just good. Like, he knows. I'm not getting the sense of struggle from him at all, because it's just like advancing. And he's aware, he's willing. There's also something about sensual energies. Third eye wide open. It's like very rooted deeply into the ground. You must be very rooted deeply into the ground. You must be aware of your cosmic origins. If you are not, they will be revealed to you shortly, I want to say. With the reunion, it's almost like families coming together, but in the sense of the non-physical, how you keep regrouping, how you keep, discussing. It's almost in the sense of a life review, like after you leave this place, to go have a look at your life, but your ancestors are awaiting you there. I'm strongly getting the sense that some of you have lost someone recently, and they're saying that they are there, they're awaiting you. Okay, so don't despair. Like, you'll be in touch again with them. Okay, and you can also establish that connection, because they're not gone. Like, nothing is ever gone, no one is ever gone. It's all still there. Okay, so this is reassurance for you here specifically. And to the rest, it's just like, that reunion. Even though you may have had fights and struggles with certain members of your family, of your ancestral line, possibly, like mother, grandmother, grandfather, father, you're being reunited at some stage, and then there's nothing but love, there's nothing but source energy, and the struggles, they will be revealed, they will be revised. That's the sense that I'm getting. You may even feel this in this lifetime. Some of you may have had those spiritual experiences where they actually take you up to a different level, to a different dimension, where you can see the whole problem that is existing on earth up there being resolved. Yeah, where you can clearly see why this is there, why the challenges that you were faced with or that you're currently faced with, where they're coming from, like where they're originating. And there's a strong sense of just go up there. It's kind of that sense, just go up there to that level. But it actually can happen that spirit is taking you up there, that your ancestors are showing you something, much getting like life review. So this could also be in dream state, whenever your awareness is very conscious and is able to expand. Because with the snake, that's exactly that. When you're opening your mind, heart, your spirit to these experiences, they'll come flooding in. And the more you trust and believe in them, the more they come in. So I would assume that your ancestors are really bringing you messages here with regards to this situation that you're struggling with. And that the messages have already been delivered in some form or another. Really pay attention to your dreams, like what are your dreams saying to you. And also, yeah, there may be something about the past life regression. Like I said, you may have done one. There could be a connotation to try and do one. Please be mindful with those, because what you have seen you cannot unsee. So use your own caution and discernment, please, when you're starting to do these. And you can maybe start with a hypnotherapist or something like that. But that's just a suggestion here. But regardless, is that reunion, that coming back together, and that happiness that you feel, because there is nothing to forgive. That's the notion here that I'm trying to get to. There's nothing to forgive, and you totally see, yeah, we agreed upon this. This is in the realm of soul contracts. And again, from own experience, it's crazy. Like when you have those soul contracts and understand what they are about, you really feel it too. You know why your father behaved a certain way, your mother behaved a certain way, and generations before you. You'll totally understand, because it's ultimately beneficial for everyone. It sounds weird, and if you've gone through really harsh experiences, it still goes for that. And I know this can be hard and tough to accept, but I feel you are ready for this. You are ready to face the harder things here when it comes to your own past lives, when it comes to your own ancestral lineage. Possible, something may surface that you didn't know about, but you're strong enough to deal with it, to hold space for that, to heal it within you. So that's what's moving forward. Gonna look like for now. What else? Oh, this is going really deep down here. Okay, let me start with reading you the surface card, and then we'll go for your deep dive here. Surface 108. So surface, earthly meaning, accept someone at face value. An underlying motivation surfaces, holy crap, stability allows creativity to flourish. A return to calm after a temporary upheaval. We are all a little messy beneath the surface. Judge someone on their actions and the beauty they bring to the world. A golden heart lies beneath a tough exterior. Do not dismiss pleasantries. They grow strong foundations. Be wary of cynicism. The spiritual meaning is, just below the surface of what we think is reality is the powerful dreamlike realm of imagination. It is from Pal 1, by the way, had that exact word, the imagination, so there may also be something in there for you. It is from this world of pure creativity that everything comes to life, is built or discovered. Your imagination is not restricted to the physical or known world. It is unlimited, multidimensional, free and clear. Mine the treasures of your soul and let your true self surface. Yeah. We delve into the darkness beneath the surface to find gold and other gems. But do those treasures compare to the colorful splendor and diversity of life on the surface? That's interesting. So there's also a notion to, coming back up to the surface after you had that deep dive and not get lost down there, not stay there. I'm getting the sense of there may be almost like an addictive type of thing to pain, if that makes any sense, to struggle, that is being asked to let go now. So also this has to do with ancestral lineage, with the healing of your ancestral line, like the struggle. Maybe they struggled a lot to get to where they are, and there's a sense you are now in the generation that is actually allowed to let this go and to live your life fully, and to ease into it, to co-create with spirit. And the feeling, the first time I looked at this card, it was like all fluffy, it's just like, oh, that's lovely, like co-creating with spirit. But then something opens and it's just like, wow, then it becomes super powerful. Like, you hold superpowers within you here. This is incredible. So this is whatever you have found down there on your deep dive. Now is the time to bring it back up, because this is what makes it powerful. It doesn't make you powerful by staying down there. You have to come back up to bring that into the now. You have to surface again from that deep dive and understand that that's not the world you're meant to live in. You're meant to be up there, okay? You're meant to be in the here and now and not so much in the past now anymore, because what you have found is the Six of Stones, the endurance. And these are the lessons that you have learned already, is my feeling. Connecting with your inner child, like exploring your creativity. You may still be doing this to help your inner child express themselves, playing with dolls, playing with Legos, whatever it is for you that helps you connect with your own inner child. I feel like you have done the work here in this area. It taught you a lot of endurance, and that's what that is about. It's no longer in staying. I'm almost getting the sense of, and we all do this, so there's no judgment whatsoever here, like victim mentality. So this may have been with you for a while, being like, why me? And there is often good reason for this, and there is a lot of suffering that is tied into this. But when you let that go, when you've really worked through it, which is the feeling that I'm getting here, what is left of this transformation, that's the shedding of the skin. It's just the old shell. There's nothing. If you've ever seen like snake skin, it's nothing anymore, right? It's a lifeless shell. But the real one the real snake here has evolved, is all colorfully breaking through. Can you see? Like, she's all red. And that's the same with the child. It's like endurance. This taught you endurance. That challenge taught you endurance. That challenge taught you how strong you really are. And that's the lessons that you're taking with you, and not the pain or the suffering. That's the call here. Do not stay down there, okay? Do not stay in that place. Resurface right now, because that is already done. You've learned that. You've taken the gems, bring them back up. And 9 of Arrows, that's dedication. And that's precisely, that is so cool, because she is using the bow and the arrow, which are usually something that is used for defense, right? And she's turning it into a musical instrument. And we again have, the teacher situation here with the bow and arrow again. So you're using that to show others how to do it. First of all, how healthy boundaries look like, how you find how to live a fulfilled life, a loving life, how to be to others. And that comes from your own dedication to your own healing journey, and in using weapons in a different way. I can't say it any other way, but using that which has hurt you, or that which has the possibility, the potential to hurt, you turned that around and you used it again for the good of others, almost like a musical instrument that you're now vibrating and playing on a very different tune. And some of you haven't realized that quite yet, because the change has already occurred. That skin no longer serves, you know what I mean? You may have even shed it already, and you may still be, to some of you, still be a little bit confused as to, first of all, how powerful you are, what you look like now, your circumstances, what you want. So there could also be an element of a slight disorientation, much like when you come up after a deep dive, and this is an entirely different world. If you've ever been diving or been snorkeling and dove deep, it's a different world underwater. But when you come back up, sometimes you have to reorient yourself, because these two are really different. Yeah. So that's that. Congratulations. I mean, that's amazing. There's a lot of fighting from your part involved, like struggling in the past, but you made it. You made it, absolutely. And here we have healing with the Seven of Stones. Like she is in meditative pose. You can see someone has died here, so an old version of yourself, outdated, no longer applied. Much like I said with the snake skin, you are this already. It may just be a matter of realizing this, a strong chakras in general. You may be in the process of learning to regulate yourself energetically and your chakras, you know, how they're spinning counterclockwise, and you can actually induce that movement and see and spot when you're sitting in meditation where there are spots or where there are unwelcome visitors around you. So this is also, again, in the sense of empathic, yes, but learning how to master your own energy field, right? So becoming true masters of your emotions, first of all, of your shadow, of your energetic field, no longer letting in that which you don't want to take on, because these are different things, you and them. It's not in the sense of that we're not one, that's not what I mean, but when we talk energy, this is an important process, especially when you are a healer and a teacher here, because you cannot take theirs on. It's their karma, it's their lesson, they need to go through it. It's not yours. So you may have gotten involved a lot more in the past and now realize, oh, I have to be really good first before I can even step out and help. Like, this is my energy. I cannot like allow my energy to flow that way because it's not serving them, nor is it serving myself. And this is a huge lesson here. And this may be, you know, running through your ancestral line, but I'm really getting that you're on this journey already. So this is rather a confirmation for you that you are indeed on the right path. You're like everything, like it's perfect. Basically, you're through the process of already. It's just a matter of realizing how much you've changed already. That's what that is, right? So it's not so much that you have to do something at that stage other than coming back up and seeing who you really are. Wow, cool. Congratulations. Oh yeah, thanks. Oh my god. Okay, so you do have acceptance. This is so funny because we were saying that in the very beginning, you know, the acceptance of what is, you know, that, yeah, never mind, I'll read it to you. There is nothing about you that you need to fix. Reclaim the disowned parts of you that yearn for love and acceptance. You are beautiful just as you are, regardless of any faults you may perceive you have. You are an eternally radiant being. Accept all that you are and just be you. When you truly accept yourself, your whole world will magically and lovingly transform. And this is a lot of purple, so I'm strongly getting crown. Some of you may come into the ability of channeling, or you are already channeling like important messages through for you, either in written form is what I'm getting for some of you. Others are drawing. Know that you're co-creating as you're drawing and allowing for that process to unfold. I'm really getting strong energy work here for some of you as well. So you may be very involved in, you know, any type of energy work, Reiki or whatever else you are doing, but you're definitely working with the energies. I can definitely feel that, and quite powerfully so. You can only do so because you've been through the process. So congratulations. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. I really hope this reading was helpful and or insightful to you. If you would like to book a private reading with me to further investigate your own situation, currently still 20% off, but only for a couple more days of June. And yeah, I'm sending you all my love, light, and shadow. Until next time, or in the next pile. Bye, guys. Hello, pile number 3. If you have picked the pyrite, then this is your reading. Welcome. Lovely to see you again. All right, my sweets. You may pick several. Sorry, now some glue. I don't know where that came from. Sticky. Sorry. Several piles. You may pick several piles as they are timeless. You may also come back at a later point in time where a different pile may fit for you and your circumstances. So this is really convenient. I now sometimes go back like half a year later to pick a card readings, my own too, because there are messages in there for me as well. and pick and have a look. So this is quite interesting. So some of you may actually have a look right now, half a year later after this is published. Okay, so my friends, we have Tarot of the Old Path that we're working with for your pile. This is like your journey, what is happening. And then you also have love, that you're different. You're so unique. And I almost want to start here straight away by telling you like how beautiful you are, and that you were made exactly the way you were made. And it has the number 25 on it, which breaks down to a 7, which is you're exactly where you need to be, and you're perfect the way you are. Like, you're also exactly how you need to be, okay? And you may have struggled with this in the past, you know, with being different, maybe a hard time in school, in kindergarten even, being the outsider, being pushed out by society because, you know, because they didn't understand your gifts or didn't like what you had to say. But all you really wanted is to be loved, and was to be loved. You didn't choose to be this way. That's the sense that I'm getting. And you may have tried to change along the way and to adapt yourself more, but there's a strong need for you to accept to be that you are perfect the way you are, and you were made like this for a reason. I mean, look at this animal that's depicted here on the card. It's got everything, right? It's got a true ability to hear very clearly. It can fly. It can, you know, almost looks, it has a lot of fire energy. It probably can spit fire or something like that, and it's needed exactly like that because, you know, there's a delicate balance is what I'm hearing in this world, and you were sent here. So I'm strongly getting starseed indigo if you're resonating with these terms, but I'm strongly getting, you know, celestial being, and you came here for a certain reason. You came here because you are different, okay? And this is not a handicap. This is indeed because it's needed. You are needed here exactly the way you are. And either you're currently coming into that understanding, like how important it is for you that you are showing who you are, that you are showing your gifts and sharing your gifts with this world to others. Is just by existing and being there that you are incorporating and giving your gift. You have also ease. Ah, yes, and you have stretch. This is full acceptance the way I feel it, you know, the way I see it. And they're so similar, the cards. You have a lot of tree imagery in both of these. Yeah, for sure. So there's a strong connection to the tree kingdom. You may find resonance in messages that I channeled for the tree kingdom. So just put, you know, on my channel, the tree kingdom in there, and you'll find it. Hopefully you'll find it. If you can, just drop it in the comment section, and I'm going to try to attach that in the comment section, the tree channeling, because that's coming through strongly right now. I think Tree Kingdom Speaks is, yeah, Tree Kingdom Speaks. There may be message in there for you, and you do have a strong connection to the Tree Kingdom for some reason. And we all are very similar to mushrooms, actually, because we have a symbiosis, and mushrooms do too with the trees. If you've ever looked at, and it's very interesting that that's coming through, you know, your airways in your lungs, you know, the little bubbles where the air is stored in in your lungs. Tree branches resemble that very strongly. So there's a reoccurring pattern that's here too. It's also an expansion of consciousness that is happening currently, and again, that acceptance of who you really are. And with that, you must have gone through a not that easy process of, you know, changing your whole life around here, possibly losing friends, the little that you may have had, possibly, you know, family breaking away, although I'm not getting that strongly, but they could have been for a few of you, because you step back into your original lane. You know how what I'm seeing is someone that has been piled on blanket and blanket and blanket and blanket and stones around too, and you're gradually had to take all of these off, and that was an effort, and it may have left you with your core, who you really are, which is this, that you are different, and that's a really good thing. I can't stress that enough. It's a really good thing, and you may be starting to find that as well. It's actually a really good thing that I'm so different, that I'm doing things different. I keep hearing Heyoka, you know, Heyoka, and there's also with Native American tribes, I don't know if that's the Heyoka that does things differently. I'm also getting, first of all, Heyoka empath, but I'm also getting You know, sometimes there is someone born into a tribe to do things backwards, and you know, to ride a horse backwards, and the elders of this tribe, they know exactly what's going on, like what this person is doing. So there's an acceptance in that knowing. Yes, it's kind of difficult for that person, it's also difficult for the tribe to you know, break free of certain restrictions and limitations that have existed in that very tribe. But again, in earlier cultures, that was accepted because it was known. It may not so much be known in our culture, that is very much focused on, let's all do the same thing, let's all wear the same stuff, let's all have the same haircut so we can be cool and loved on Instagram, on whatnot. You get the picture, right? It is, I'm getting this annoyance also, so you may be getting really annoyed by what you're seeing in the world. And because once we understand what's really going on and how people are being manipulated in just for consumerism, for, you know, for the sake of greed and money, more of that, more of people being all conform. But you're not conform, you never were. And this is a great thing again. And unfortunately in our society, it's just rather a bit frowned upon than embraced. But maybe you can teach people here a lot as well by embracing that yourself. Yes, that's it. That's it. And when we're speaking ancestral line, that may have been going on in your ancestral line, that people were different but trying to cover that up, you know, just for the sake of fitting in. Wow, this is very specific. I'm just now getting, you know, fleeing from a country to another and then trying to really, really, really fit in. So you may have that in your ancestral lineage, or even, you know, moving cities, that could be that as well. And then trying to really, really fit in so you could be accepted by the people that are there. No. Ugh. No, I'm just like shaking my head, and this could be you, like part of you that says no to that, that says no to the conformity of things, that says no, and shaking your head. This cannot be, because you know that you're stifling yourself. Oh, yes, 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 please don't ever, don't ever promise me right now, right here, please, and yourself as well, that you will not give up this fight, that you will keep being who you are and discovering more of yourself and doing what you want to do, as long as you're not hurting anyone, which I know you are not. Oh my God, because you're stifling yourself if you're not expressing who you really are. You're cutting your legs down, basically. It's coming that strong. It's like a tree trunk that's being cut from below. That's not a life worth living, and not in your sense. This is why it's so important that you're coming into that gorgeousness here. Oh, yes. Woohoo! Yes, and with that comes the ease. With that acceptance, with embracing this yourself, like fully accepting yourself is what this is about, then others can accept you too. Fully, because you're standing in your weirdness, you know, embrace being weird, embrace your different hair color, for example, embrace, I don't know, yellow, green, blue hair, embrace a different haircut, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be external, it can just be internal, and let that shine, and see, and be really okay with that. That's the journey here. Yeah. Yeah. So we're getting a circular motion here, which is really nice. So this is a circle that is coming to completion, or a cycle rather, but it's also that circular motion, like it's been circling in your ancestral lineage, like for the longest time, waiting for the moment that it can be expressed and come out. And of course, it's also a matter of the times that we're living in right now, because one thing can only be taken so far before it starts to snap back. You know, you can stretch it only so far. That's a stretching, until it snaps back or it rips apart, because it's too much, because humans can no longer take it. Humans cannot take like the disconnection in such a grave extent as we're going through right now for a very long time. There's only so much this can go, because there is so much depression. And this is just, I'm just bringing through what wants to come through, and that wants to come through, you know, so much depression, anxiety and whatnot. And it's, Corona really brought that up too. I may get flacked for that, great. Who cares? It's too late now, anyways. So, but that's what that brought up. You know, all the fear, the insecurity, the even fear of death. Yeah, fear of dying, and you know what wants to happen. Like a lot of shadow was brought up by what we just went through. So that's that, and all this, funnily enough, kind of served as a catalyst for you here to start to express yourself more, possibly because you were locked in and you just had to kind of face yourself and certain sides of yourself here. Yeah, and now the lovers want to come in. Gemini energy, the enlightenment, you know, the feminine and the masculine being aligned within yourself, you know, knowing both energies so well, when to rest, when to act. You know, they're both seem utterly healed, and your ancestors want you to know right now that they're so incredibly proud of you for pulling this off, for standing in your energies, for expressing who you are and your talents. They are so incredibly proud of you. There's so much love, and it's like applause. They're so incredibly happy. So I just want to pass that on to you here right now. Oh my God, because by showing others that it can be done, you're doing so much good in the world. You're bringing so much peace into the world because you're internally becoming peaceful with all the weird inside you, and thus bringing immense acceptance and tolerance into the world. And that's what we need so much right now. Yes, you know, spreading that love and showing others that that's okay. That's amazing. You know, giving the voiceless a voice. That's what that is. So you may already be public, some of you, in the public eye and voicing your stuff. But it doesn't have to be. It could be just by you existing, like I said in the very beginning. That's enough, you know, let that be enough. But you can also, of course, like do it more public, or whatever you want to do. I was just getting theater for some of you, you know, write a play or something, or write a book, express yourself, like do arts, where others can actually see you. And this is actually an area where individualism is somewhat accepted, you know, with musicians, with artists, because they're always, or like they're kind of eccentric. Let that be normal. You know what I mean? Let that be the norm. Whenever I see people on festivals all dressed up and happy and just carefree and whatnot, why don't we all do that right now? That's the connotation here for sure, because that will bring us so much peace. Stop being a certain thing and just switch things up for sure, because I can't stress enough, this is what's needed right now, strongly. And here we have the Queen of Cups. This is like high intuition, perfect wife, good mother. But this is a female that is very in touch with her, and energy-wise, you could be a male, of course, as well. Very much in touch with their emotions. Very much. I'm also getting with the ancestral line. This is denoting to the female lineage here. And I believe it was in your reading where it was just touched on my left leg. So that is what's coming in now. There is someone that's watching over you, like very closely, that I almost want to say is an expert when it comes to emotions, and they would like to guide you more strongly. You may be aware of who this is in your life, like non-physical, but they're strongly around you. And you can actually make contact. So if after this reading you feel called and this resonates with you, just ask who is there. You may even be given a name, or the name may not be relevant, and you just start writing. So I recommend just start automatic writing or drawing. Just let whatever wants to flow through you flow through. This is a strong connotation here to just allow that, because there's a message here that they would like to give to you that is important for you to know right now, for your specific situation, naturally. And then the Three of Pentacles. This is you working on something, you studying. This is also about, coming together with others to create something. So the sense of community, and you may have been lacking that very community so much because of you being different, because of you feeling pushed out and abandoned and not being wanted, and all those feelings. And by focusing on yourself, this is also a card that denotes to you may have done therapy or any other form like counseling, or you know, gone to someone that has helped you. You may also be journaling, and this is the topic of, you know, writing a book, also expressing yourself here, like building something that didn't make sense to others, but watch how they will stream in once they see you be successful with what you do. Then you will have to use your discernment, your intuition. Oh my god. But this is good stuff, because by then you already know, you're already fully aware of whom to trust and who is just there for your success. I'm strongly getting the sense of the past. All of a sudden, people from the past, from school maybe, that used to maybe bully you or be not so kind to you, all of a sudden reaching out and being like, hey, how are you? And, you know, because you have started to embrace your being different here and actually made that a success. There's a strong sense of being very, very successful as soon as you unleash your potential, as soon as you unleash your being different. This is very specific. I just saw an afro. So someone with an afro. How cool. And then we have the High Priest, Taurian energy. It's funny because it's the second time I'm mentioning signs, so you may be a tarot reader that's watching that, or someone who's doing astrology, because usually I kind of almost stopped mentioning the signs. I sometimes do with the cards. There's the eagle here, so the topic of flying is coming up again, you know, and is coming up here too with the Two of Rods. So going up to the higher realms, looking at things from a higher perspective almost, and they will make so much sense, you know, all the struggles you've gone through with being different, because there is so much that you can teach others about spirituality, about your life, about being committed and married to yourself. Imagine being married to yourself, and imagine you would treat yourself as your own partner, like having that kind of a relationship, having that kind of respect for yourself, with yourself, treating yourself as you would have treated others. But the thing is, and that's a scenario I really want to like explain, and it may not be applicable to all of you, but there's a strong sense it wants to come through, so I'm going to say it. So before, you may have given all that in order to be loved, in order to be accepted, you know, over giving also in some cases, only for the other person to like give you a little bit back. So you may have been in relationships that were not reciprocal up until this point, which also may have been part of the reason why some of you may have secluded here a little bit or a lot, just to not be heard anymore. But that is changing around again. It all has to do, and that's the message here. What you need to do to move forward is to embrace yourself and your weirdness. I can't say it any other way, but I mean it in the most positive sense. You're crazy, you're weird, your awesomeness, your awesome difference. You need to embrace that like fully, and that's when things start to happen. That's when things start to rush in. That's when Soul Tribe is coming in. So that's that, and it really denotes to you being an amazing teacher here that teaches people a lot. And there's another here that may have been watching the process, King of Pentacles. I'm not so much a fan of the King of Pentacles. It's really funny because it's so much materialism that comes with that. So maybe this is denoting to a father figure here, or, you know, male ancestral line here also, since we're having the female, that was really based on, oh yeah, of course, we need to do things a certain way, right? So it may have been your father figure or some male figure in your life that was strongly like, we need to make money. It could also denote to society, being very male, very masculine, very focused on making money, on bringing that in, and this is the only thing that counts, and we have to conform, we have to do things a certain way, and you cannot be different, you cannot be this, when you can and you should, when really you can and you should. Yeah, now is the time to read the stretch card. I haven't even read it yet. Stretch 106. Sweet. Moving forward, yep. So earthly meaning, put yourself forward. Funny. Stand in the sun. Grab an opportunity and run with it. Reach beyond the shade, out of the comfort of darkness, and step into life. Holy crap, what a confirmation for you. Holding yourself back is counterintuitive. Doubt, fear, anxiety, and grief may be part of your journey, but don't let them be your journey. What a message. Wow. Reach out, stretch yourself little by little, grow strong, and live. Spiritual meaning. In a fleeting moment of grace, in the space between your thoughts, you glimpse a silent bliss that is beyond words of description. This all-encompassing love is your soulful spiritual center. It is without beginning or end. Reach for it, and this state of grace shall be a guiding light in this world and beyond. It is life. It is eternal. And the inside here is, which I really want to read to you, to secure a place in the sun, plants stretch and grow towards the sunlight. Even though they are fixed in place, they actively avoid the shade cast by their neighbors and reach single-purposely for the light. Beneath the surface of the earth, they extend themselves in the search for water and nutrients. The plant's roots are positioned with as much care and determination as their light-chasing leaves. All that they reach for is transformed into growth, and this growth makes them strong and fruitful. Even in the darkness of caves, subterranean tunnels, and ocean trenches, life is trained towards sustenance. The urge towards that which will nurture and enrich you is instinct. It is natural. It is life. Position yourself towards all that is life-affirming. Words, foods, activities, hobbies, songs, images. Grasp for goodness. Grow beyond the shade and be fruitful. Remember, a seedling doesn't grow beyond the canopy overnight. It gets there by consistently seeking the light that is just out of reach. Oh my goodness, yes. This fit in like most beautifully with your reading here. Yeah, and that's totally it. One last guardian angel card. Yeah, oh my God. If you could feel the difference between the rigidity and the flexibility here, or the self-expression, I need to say rigidity versus flexibility here, it's quite gorgeous. They can both stand next to each other, but don't let your light dimmed by other people who don't understand what you're doing, or who don't understand because they've made themselves so rigid that any intrusion from your side is poking themselves so much and provoking them because they themselves don't want to look at their own beautiful selves. So stay away. Just stay away. If they don't get it, it's fine. Just go along. You'll come into your soul tribe and into your much deserved success here, and fulfilling your life. I keep seeing this lady as pregnant on the card. So some of you may be pregnant. It could also be denoting to a project that you're currently working on. Very successful, but it takes time, like 9 months for a baby to grow, right? You can't, birth it prematurely. That wouldn't be so good. You need to wait till it's done. Thank you. Oh my God. Oh my God. We were just talking about, the flexibility and about, rigidity. So the prayer, you've got a prayer card. Dear guardian angel, help me to be flexible in my attitudes and beliefs. Help me not to fear the transient nature of life. Help me to remember the eternal light which emanates from my soul, and the eternal light which emanates from every living thing. Help me to remember that I am eternally guided and loved by God and all creation. Ah! Dude, this is so amazing. I love this. And I wish I could give you like a hug or a cuddle to let you know you're not alone. Not at all. If you need encouragement, just don't be shy and drop something in the comments. I know we have such an incredible community here, and I know if you are struggling right now with this, just just write it in the comments. Dare to do it, or dare to say how you're weird and crazy if you want to, and allow others to celebrate you for just that. You may also join the fellow seekers. I just want to mention that, which are every other Monday is when they're happening. The next one's going to be not on Monday but on Thursday, but I'll post it a couple of days prior, so you may want to look out for that. We're all a bit weird and crazy there, but we're getting along just swell. All right, and of course I'm still open for private readings, private healing readings, currently still 20% off, only till the end of June, and the higher guidance coaching calls. And I'm sending you so much love, light, and shadow, my friends. Until next time, we're at a different pile. Much love. Bye.